right, it's 7 o'clock somewhere. Well, 7 o'clock here, wherever we are right now. It's 7 o'clock. So let's get everybody in their chairs and start the nonsense here at the shameless self-promotion hour with your special guest, Steve Beery. Oh, no, I'm not the special guest today. All right, I'm just the guy. Let me just tell you what's going on with me so we can be clear here. I ate some edibles last night, and I'm not stoned, but I'm like body stoned. So I had to call some ringers in today because there's not a possibility that I could do this without some help today.
So you're still yipping, Papa?
I'm a little yippy, yeah. I'm not saying that that I'm like completely yipped. I'm in a hole. I know I'm in pain somewhere, but I don't care. It's wonderful. I don't even understand how this stuff works, but it works, man.
Science.
So yeah, science is cool. So let me introduce our guest today. You know, we got, of course, the great Tony Walker right over here. I'm putting my hand over my hand. Tony, he's over there. And I got the great Nikki Graystone and the great Tom Bennett. Everyone's great today. Everyone's awesome today. So we're going to talk about all kinds of weird stuff, but let's start the propaganda mess with. First off, I just want to be clear about the Puff Diddy thing. Puff Diddle, what's his name? P Diddle, whatever the fuck this guy's name is. P-Funked. P-Fucked up. I don't understand how this... I think they purposely didn't put this on the news until today, so we get the news off the guy that got shot at. Like there's no news about our ex-president being shot.
No one gives a shit.
Nobody gives a shit about that. But we're worried about P diddling fucking children.
I think it took them a long time to count all those canisters of KY jelly that they accounted for. There's a lot. He had like Costco fucking numbers.
I don't understand. Like, holy cow. Well, finally someone's going to be over there getting...
The second Homeland Security show. It's it's escalated.
Right.
Yeah, they don't give a shit about Trump getting shot at. They want him to get shot at.
Yeah, I don't care if you get shot at or not. I just want to know, like to have the news to care about it. Like what I care about doesn't matter. It's kind of a big, like, something happens. Like Tommy just said a couple minutes ago, something happens every 15 seconds.
Absolutely.
So we don't have any time to digest. This would have been so big a little while ago.
Yeah.
What you got?
I wish I should send it to Tony so he can get it up, but it's a picture of when they informed George Bush of the plane hitting the towers, but it's Kamala's face imposed in it, and it says the second shooter missed. And it's classic. You know that classic shot of Bush just staring off like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, let me read this book with them.
The fact that P. Diddy's bigger news than the president getting shot
just shows you that we're fucked. As a planet.
The night that
planet, not as a name, as a planet.
When P Diddy first got raided, it was the same night. Like hours later, is when the bridge got hit So I'm like, who does he know in Maryland that could not? So I'm like, what's gonna fall down?
I got enough money to fucking plow into a bridge. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm having a...
Shizzle, it's P. Hit that fucking bridge hard, son. They're coming at me.
He should have been arrested for ruining all those Biggie songs from back in the day. Like Biggie be on, and all of a sudden P. Diddy, like, yeah, come on, in the background.
I like P. Diddy back in the day, man. Even though, like, it was ridiculous and stuff.
He's great in the movie Made.
Oh, my God, he's so good. He's
great in Made. But you know what? Like, I'm going to tell you this. The guy always comes off like a dick to me. Like, no matter what. Always comes off like a dick, so I can't even give his music a chance because I have a
I don't know that I've ever
predetermined.
heard any of his music.
Yeah. I'm predetermined to think he's an asshole.
Well,
you know,
now
does that ever
according
happen to you?
to-
You walk in the room and you're like, "Oh, that guy's a dick."
Oh, yeah.
I don't even want to find out who he is. He just exudes dickness.
Yes, they're
Absolutely.
definitely.
It's
And
all-
now, according to the court Dopplers, he's coming off like 20 dicks.
You're
Yeah, P.
Okay.
Diddy, man, he's fucked.
Anybody out there that wants to call in and mock with us, there's a phone number up on the screen. We're going to talk. Let's get into who we got here. Okay, so I just want to. We got a camera. Is this a camera?
That's it.
Let's put this up here. Can we see that?
Yep, you got it.
Okay. If you guys look at the screen right now, you'll see that the guys from Five Boroughs are up there. Five Boroughs is a brewery, local brewery from the Five Boroughs that is sponsoring this week's show. They make a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to look that up in a second because I can't do two things at once, but they got a whole thing. So, is that me holding it up?
Yeah, but that's on a delay.
Okay, that's on a delay.
You did that already.
That's you holding it up
All right.
40 seconds ago.
That's
Okay.
the Forest Hills soundtrack.
This is the Forest Hills soundtrack. So just so you know, Nick is a big superstar in the Trauma movies. So he's in the movie Forest Hills. It'll be coming out October 11th, Nikki. Is that
Yes.
what day? So we're going to see Nick premiering on that. And so the cool connection here is where we brought Nick and Tommy. And Tommy used to work for the Trauma guys. So we got a lot of
Amazing.
cool stuff going on here with, leading up to HorrorCon, which is Tom. You've heard me talk about Tommy all the time. It's his birthday, the night of HorrorCon that Julie will be running. So we got some cool guests here today.
I did a confession before we went live too to Tom, which I never admitted to him, that he I'm not a jealous person about stuff. Usually I'll fucking be like, oh, that's cool, but when I know he was part of the Traumaville community long ago, I was so in awe and it's like, wow, I'm like, that's fucking amazing. I love Trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made my big $200 a week that I made out of college.
But you
in
still-
Hell's
But
Kitchen.
you worked with some heavy hitters back then.
Yeah.
I worked with. That's when they were doing Romeo and Juliet.
Okay.
Got to see Sergeant Kabuki Man running around the office, so that was always fun. James Gunn worked there when I was there, so that was cool.
That's awesome.
So you know all the great trauma actors.
Uncle Lloyd.
My friend actually directed Romeo and Juliet.
All right.
Jason Green.
Is that right?
There you
Was
go.
that-
There you go.
Jason, was he the guy that was playing in that? What was? Oh, that was the other guy.
Which one?
Who was the guy that you brought to the bar? That was the Jason guy.
Oh, that was Ari Lehman.
Or leave it. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's still doing it. He's first Jason.
First, Jason. That's pretty neat stuff too. Who do we got calling? We got Joe Governor. We got here. We got Joe Judge. He wasn't shot at. Okay. I'm sorry. I stand corrected, Joe Judge. I'm just going with anybody pointing a gun at anybody that used to be the president. It should be bigger news than that. That was the point I'm making. I'm sorry that for all of you guys out there that are on the left side of the things here that nobody got shot. I don't know what to say, but
But there was a gun that was out though.
it was definitely a gun out. Okay,
And what did the Secret Service do? They were watching P. Diddy videos.
Watching the word about P. Diddy. P. Diddling. Dude, I can't. So speaking of movies.
I'm obsessed with the fact that I'm looking at myself and I can't sit like a fucking human. I'm like, I just shift around endlessly.
Yeah, it's right in front of you. I don't even look at that thing. I know what I look like.
I should take my glasses off.
I'm
I
ego
can't-
without
I can't-
vanity.
So I can't look at it.
What do we got? I keep. Oh, there's Julia's on there. Hello, Julia. We're up here.
Hello,
selling your
Julia, my
event
love.
today.
So The Forest Hills comes out on the 11th.
So it's out on the 11th.
Playing in Farmingdale.
Yes.
It's Shelley Duvall's last movie.
Yes, it
I
is.
believe.
Yes, it is.
The great Shelley Duvall.
The great show.
There you go. Let it roll. Let it roll. I've told you. I had entirely too much pot.
And
last
Edward
night.
Furlong is in it, and
Edward-
Dee Wallace from Cujo.
Edward Furlong's in it?
Yes, Edward Furlong from Terminator 2.
Is that right?
Yeah. And also Dee Wallace from E.T. and Cujo. Felissa Rose from Sleepaway Camp.
Holy cow. There's a lot of stars in this one.
Stacey Nelkin from Halloween 3. And Marianne Hagen from Halloween 6.
Nice. Right.
And Nick Greystone.
Nick
Greystone.
Nick Greystone, the great Nick Greystone.
Nick Greystone's
So,
playing Demon Scar on the soundtrack.
I see Julia.
That's right.
We got the Demon Scars on the soundtrack. That is the soundtrack album. Julia, what do you say out there? You're doing
give a
fine.
shout out to Julia. She's been working her ass off
Dude,
for this
HorrorCon's
big
gonna be so
HorrorCon.
good this year.
I'm in the group chat and she's just fucking constantly just updating everyone, keeping them in the know. She's doing a great job.
There that are going to come to that event, you can't beat Julia. She really puts on the show. And I can't say enough about Aaron making that video last week. We'll probably get that up there again sometime today. So Tommy's doing an event. Tom Bennett here is going to do an event this Sunday?
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Noon.
Sunday, what time is it?
Noon.
At 12 noon on Sunday.
On a rare occasion, when we get the early people who aren't too hungover from the night before,
Right.
we have a little We Irish gathering for various. We come up with an occasion, and then we'll have a Irish breakfast. For anyone who's unfamiliar, it's like a 3,000 calorie breakfast of blood sausage and other delicacies.
Sounds delightful.
Last time we did it during the All Ireland final. Joe's always there. Five Toe Joe. Shout out Five Toe Joe. Kaylee's always bartending.
Yes.
This time we're going to be watching the Kneecap movie, which is
so tell us about
my
Kneecap.
favorite movie of the year so far.
Kneecap?
I have to say, Kneecap.
I haven't seen it yet.
Georgie Shin is watching.
Kneecap is a rap group from the north of Ireland. You never say Northern Ireland.
The north.
You either refer to it as the north of Ireland or the occupied six.
Okay.
Northern Irish is British shit, and
we'll get beat up for that. I don't want to get
fuck with that. And they made a movie. Their movie actually was done and completed before they actually even finished their album. They are a rap group that sings in both Irish and English. And the movie's great. I've actually saw it 3 different screenings in theaters. And they're playing a sold-out show this Thursday at the Knockdown Center, which
Queens.
Nobody can get anywhere near.
We'd like some tickets. If anyone get us tickets to that,
anyone want to hook us up?
Look,
Put us on the guest
I
list.
think the Kneecap guy should send us tickets for plugging them right now.
They are they are fellow Buckfast aficionados, so I can help them out. I can help them out in that department if that gets me on a list.
Yeah. We are not sponsored by Buckfast.
It's actually the Kneecap. Kneecap is the Irish submission for the Academy Awards for next year.
Is that right?
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a really cool movie. It's a fun movie, but it's also actually a really good movie. I kind of expected it to be more fun than good when I first heard about it.
Right.
So what is it, like a documentary?
No, they made a movie. They made a movie about themselves.
About themselves.
That they're in. Michael Fassbender's in it too.
Oh, okay.
Of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So it's so that'll be Sunday the 29th at noon. If you get there early enough, you get some Irish breakfast. Goes lovely with a pint of Guinness.
So that was just a post up that says Bennett has some interesting tattoos.
They have a lot of tattoos.
You really do.
How interesting they are is
you do have some interesting.
Yeah, they're cool looking.
Yeah,
I like the always like the Motley Crue tape.
Yeah, I'm a Motley Crue tape on my.
All you guys are you guys are all inked up. I don't have any tattoos.
You don't have one?
Not one.
Not a one.
Back I'm a little older than you guys, and back when I was coming up, like you got a tattoo if you were in the military or you were a badass. I was neither of those.
I am neither of those.
So it was kind of weird watching the new young guys getting them.
I literally get tattoos that humor me.
Yeah.
So I have ones that make me laugh.
Yeah.
I have on my leg I have a Jammy Dodger, which is a cookie that they make in England that are delicious. George Rincon, shout out George.
Yes.
He loves Jammy Dodgers. We were eating them at the bar the other
Right,
night.
so Joe Judge just said that they're talking about your Dolly Parton tattoo, and Joe Judge just said that's the only one he ever liked.
Dolly Parton one?
That makes sense. So I got a free Jammy Dodger on the plane home from England because the flight attendant saw my Jammy Dodger tattoo, and she gave me a giant Jammy Dodger. So
That sounds like a sex.
Oh, that was
sometimes it works out.
Is that
I
what
wish.
Colin had on the bar the other day? He had the Jammy.
I had the Jammy Dodgers. Yes.
Yeah.
So
I was, being a horrible diabetic.
you don't need.
I wanted no
You
part of
definitely
that.
don't need that.
I know.
That
Yeah.
sounds like something P. Diddy would do backstage to you.
Yeah.
If you had Jammy Dodger.
That's my rap. That's my rap name for when I get that off the ground. I'll be
Let's
opening.
see.
I'll be opening.
Give me a
today.
Jammy Dodger in my stink
It'll
eye.
be Nizza featuring Jammy Dodger. On the,
I'm in. I'll do anything. I'm a whore.
Yeah, so that's
Judge just said he goes, no, his favorite's actually the Charlie Chaplin thing. He goes, he wants you to explain them all, so strip this guy down.
oh, there's a lot. That's for that goes behind the paywall. You gotta that costs a few bucks.
Yeah,
I still haven't seen that yet.
That costs a few bucks, so you gotta buy me a few
It's
drinks.
going to be a couple of Guinness to get that one over there. So
Depends
you're
on
going
how.
you're going to Ireland in.
I'm going. So
Depends
I'm going,
how Irish this
Just
breakfast gets.
before he tells you what's going on, Tom is my favorite Irish guy because he's more Irish than anybody that I know that's Irish. Goes back and forth all the time to the Emerald Isle and has nothing but great things to say. So if you have any idea about why you love Ireland, this is the guy who tell you why.
He makes it interesting.
So I'm going.
Absolutely.
I like to buy concert tickets to shows in other countries and then figure out if I'm going to go to them, and then I always end up going to them.
You're going to see Oasis,
So
right?
yeah, that's next summer in Dublin. I got tickets for Oasis, but
Sick.
Yeah.
this time I'm going in October. I'm going to see Kneecap in Dublin, and I'm going to see Therapy in Belfast.
When is it? When is the? That's October.
October, they're playing 5 shows in
Okay.
Dublin, so I'm going to one of those.
Like Therapy from like the
Therapy
90s.
from the 90s, from the Judgment Night soundtrack.
Sick soundtrack,
so,
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to go see them up in Belfast. They're playing one of my favorite albums of all time,
Hey,
beginning
so-
to end. So, yeah.
Mike Garland's watching. Look, Mike.
I told Mike not to watch.
He's gotta watch.
specifically.
So here, let's. We got 2 guys in here. This is where I really wanted to kind of go. First, I wanted to get you guys introduced to my pals out here, and then my next question is, the obvious thing. Both of you guys are huge music guys. Okay, Nick still playing in a band. Tommy, who's probably an aficionado in everything that's ever happened musically since
And my
time
and my
began.
fake band is playing my
Hey,
birthday show.
yes, it's
That's a whole.
The state of original music on Long Island. That's what I want to get some opinions on right now.
Better than it's ever been.
Is that right?
I
Okay.
think so. There's a lot of great young bands around.
Okay.
There's not a lot of avenues for us
There's
to
not a
do it.
lot of places for bands. to
Unlike
do as you
Mr. Beery's,
Yes.
Mr. Beery's has always welcomed us original acts and given us a home. But after you step outside Mr. Beery's, there's not many other venues that do that.
So here's a question for you, Nick, because you're a guy that's in the mix out there. What I watch in my place, a lot of times, I had this discussion with the kids from Glen Strange a couple of weeks ago, because I think that they're on to the old formula that works in the tavern. The problem with original acts as a whole is that nobody does their homework and gets guys in. And for me, there is a formula that makes this work, and a reason that you play. Like, it seems like some guys don't even care. Like, if I was out playing, when we did the rare occasion that we were doing original music, okay, we would interpret the acts that we loved, because we could, because I was singing, I couldn't get anywhere near anybody's, can't impersonate anybody. But a little mix of original and throwing some red meat on the bone
You
usually
got
works.
to. You got to do that.
And I don't think that everyone gets that. And I think that the guys that are out, is Gary Kazarian, speaking of great cover bands, he's in a huge one called Crush. They're killing it, killing it. Gary used to play with me back in the days. Really kind of outgrew anything I could ever do, but his band Crush, killing it all over Long Island. But for me, I never want to not play in front of anybody. So I don't understand if the bands are just trying to get their chops or if they really want to build a following. And if you did, wouldn't you want to throw a little red meat on the bone? And wouldn't you want to make sure that every show you do has originals in it?
I think that if you do throw out a couple of covers during your set, if you're an original band, it's smart because it lures more people in to listen to your original stuff and actually give you that extra couple of seconds that may determine if they're going to stay or not.
Yeah, I think you need to, and not. I think that the guys that are doing covers as a. All right, so like we use Gary as the example here. Like Gary's band is a club date band. Like they go out and like they play all your favorites. They knock them out of the park. They really got some young guys that are up front.
I'm not discrediting any of these guys. They're very talented fucking musicians.
But if they were going to, we'll use them as the example, like if they wanted to do, because they have a huge following of people that comes to see them do that, they could work in their originals into that.
Absolutely.
And get the people to sing along with them because they're that good. And that used to be a formula that we used at the tavern too. Which way do you think we should go with this? I mean, now, again, different animal what Gary's doing.
Long Island right now, like, their attention span is fucking shit, dude. Like, they want to go into a place and they want to hear 90% of what they know. So that's why there's a fucking 5-mile radius and there's 6 Journey tribute bands playing because everyone wants to hear fucking Journey. Everyone wants to hear Bon Jovi. No one wants to fucking hear Demon Skull. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm shooting myself in the foot, but that's just how it is on Long Island.
Now Tommy, I've seen every band ever known to man. What do you think the future of original music on Long Island is?
I mean, again, there are a lot of, but it's like a very DIY scene. Like a lot of these bands don't even like. I was just at a backyard show the other day. I mean, it was a reunion for the band Capital, but the band Koyo played. They're a Long Island band that's come out in the last year, and they're a phenomenal band, just phenomenal band. Like Inner Love. Like there's a lot of great young bands. I mean, I'm a Demon Scar fan. I've seen Demon Scar many times, I love Demon Scar. Yeah, I mean, Playing Dead again, another band that plays BEERYS quite a bit. When we did the show with Kevin Corrigan with New York Grim, I mean, it was Playing Dead and Vinny and the Hooligans. Like those are great original bands, that are still doing. I mean, they're still doing it.
All right, so let's talk about this again. I don't want to like you guys are still 40s. You're 50 right now. Did you turn 50?
51.
You're 51, okay. And you're 40,
47.
47. So do you think that there's a chance for a youth movement? Yeah. I mean, it seems like a lot of the guys
I went to go see 2 weeks ago Gorilla Biscuits at Amityville Music Hall. 2 nights sold out. And I haven't seen a fucking hardcore show like that on Long Island that packed since I'm a kid. Right. I was like, holy shit. And it was like a mixture of, the young bucks up front kicking the shit out of each other and then hugging the walls with the old school dudes that used to go see these shows. So I feel hardcore right now has a big up, like it's in.
I mean, especially on Long Island.
Yeah, you know what? I was watching that with, but you know what? Again, when I watch we get some really super duper metal acts that come through, and when I say metal, I don't mean the screamo metal. I mean the old school metal
like
guys,
like Stoner Doom.
Like the young guys doing it, but it's old style.
Yeah,
and it's original. But old style metal, and they seem to be gathering some more. But those guys are all 45 years old now.
Yeah.
They're all coming in, and so I don't know what really is happening with the young guys. Again, we can use the Glenn Strange guys, and I forget their
There's
name.
the band Penny's Brother.
Penny's Brothers,
Yeah, they were
yeah.
great. But I
They
think
all-
they already changed it. Didn't they change their name to something else?
Yeah. So did the
Right?
guys
I thought
from
that was a great name. They were fun. But
Ring Around the Sun changed their name too, but they're all
But
they're all covering original kind of guys that do like when Sam Filippo comes on Fridays,
Yeah.
like whatever he does, he's Sam Filippo-ized. I used to say Jerry Garcia-ized it, but now like even him has become his own entity.
Sure.
So it's like whatever he
puts his
it's
own
Tommy
twist on it. That's
Sanfilippo,
cool.
and he's been doing it forever.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Like he used to make everything Jerry, but now he makes everything Sanfilippo, which is okay.
You know what I've also noticed that, because I've been playing on the island for over 20 years and seeing different gigs and situations. Back in the day, we've talked about this too, Papa, like shows used to go much later.
Oh, jeez.
So now everyone's fighting for that fucking 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock slot. They'll fucking play and they'll bounce. They won't even stay and hang.
Right.
Demon Skull doesn't do that. We hang out. We watch everyone. We play. We like to hang out and do our thing,
Yep.
Even now that I'm not drinking, I'm still going to hang and watch,
Right.
But, like, it's... That 9 o'clock band could bring 30 people in, but as soon as they're off the stage, those 30 people are fucking gone with the band, and they're out the door.
Yeah.
And then there's crickets.
Yeah, and it's just a PSA for not to dampen what we're talking about here right now, but I just gotta throw a couple of things into the mix. Some painful stuff for those guys that come from the Island Trees section of my group here. Timmy McCaffrey went the hard way this week, so just say a little prayer for him, and we're gonna do a little celebration of life this Saturday, starting at 5 o'clock to celebrate the life of the great John Cremens. So if you're watching this, please spread it around to everybody from the neighborhood.
Sorry,
I don't have
Tom.
any arrangements on Timmy's stuff. It just happened yesterday. They found him. And
It sucks.
as far as Johnny goes, if you're a classmate of a certain age, we'll be at the bar on Saturday, 5 o'clock. Moving right along, back to music. You do a lot of city traveling, Tommy, right? You do a lot of
I go to a lot of shows.
in the city. What are you seeing in there versus what we see on the island? I mean, you do spend a lot of quality time. with me.
I mean, a lot of the bands that I see aren't like local, but they'll be coming through. But
Right.
I mean, I love live music. So I mean, Nick knows that Nick's the same. I mean, I like punk. He likes metal. We like. I mean, I'm wearing a Lisa shirt. It's like. I like music. I just love,
Yeah, too.
if I hear something and like it, it's amazing. And if I flew to Ireland to go see Taylor Swift. It's not, there's a wide net that I cast as far
Taylor
as
Swift.
and
I'll catch her the next time she comes around because Zozo really likes her, and I took her to see a tribute band, and I respect Taylor Swift for what she's doing and everything. It's amazing. It's pretty amazing that she can pack out a stadium like that.
But I just love music. I mean,
Yeah.
I come to BEERYS and I'll just come we come and just see Mike and I are there all the time with Steph and we just come and it doesn't matter who's playing. We're just gonna come.
If everyone was like you, my life would be way easier. Here's a quick Taylor Swift question. I saw that she was in the top 20 guitar players.
She's a very good guitar player.
She's really a good guitar player.
And she's a lot of young girls are playing it. You're gonna see a whole wave of young female guitar players,
Which is
because-
awesome.
Who grew
Yeah.
up watching her play. It's like seeing somebody play an instrument and sing, and it's that's amazing. Anything that inspires people, even if you end up making any other kind of music, anything that gets in somebody's head and just gets them.
I don't know
pick
why I'm
up an
thinking about
instrument.
this, but I'm making a serious thing. But I saw a clip Jeff Tremaine is making a documentary about like the '80s metal thing,
Right.
and Steve-O does an interview, and he goes, "Not that I could blame Motley Crue about my drug use, but man, they made it look so much fun just going out, getting fucked up, and banging hot chicks." So yeah, I guess they influenced me in some kind of way.
Yeah, because that's not everybody that ever played a guitar for
Yeah.
Look, I was at a party the other day, and dude, it was painful because all of these cats were there. So I go to this party. It was been going on for a long time, and I haven't been to it since who the frig knows when. That was 12 million years ago. Was the last time I was at this particular shindig, and everybody there is a fucking fossil. Like, everyone there's 100 years old. And, I didn't recognize anybody. And, in turn, nobody recognized me because I haven't seen them for so long. But now the talk about what went on to get these people into this horrible condition that they're in. Like, dude, I can't explain to anyone. Like, some of the guys that are on this thread right now, they know, but I can't explain the '80s to anyone that wasn't there. If you remember them, you weren't. If you remember the '80s, you were not there. So when I'm looking at these people, like I can understand why they're all so fucked up. Like and they're all that way because everybody that we were witnessing that was influencing us were fucking raging drug addicts. Just raging drug addicts. Look, we're gonna be just like them. And dude, I couldn't wrap my head around this. I just wanted to leave. Everybody there was on a cane, but I remember, they were all, railing lines off the back of a toilet one time. Like, you would never do that now. It's like, here you go. Holy shit.
There's too many germaphobes.
It's amazing, like how drunk these people were. You're still chain smoking cigarettes. It's kind of.
I remember one time. This is just totally disgusting. I'm not even an '80s guy, but this is like the '90s. Yeah. I was online at the Coliseum to take a piss. There was a long line. It was a Pantera show, and there was this guy that was maybe about 10 or 15 ahead of me, and he goes, "Look at that!" And he's pointing into the sink, and it was like a mucky water, and he was like, "I'll give anybody $50 who takes a sip from the mucky river of death." And I just fucking walked up because I had to take a piss anyway. I fucking walked up to it, stirred it, turned around. The guy's looking at me. He has the 50. I fucking grab it out of his hand, and he goes, "You're the sickest fuck I've ever seen in my life." Not even second guessing. People could have pissed, spit, shit, whatever they did in that fucking thing, and I'm taking a sip out of it.
Right. And why? Look at the
for $50.
Just because you wanted to.
Just because I wanted to take a piss 10 seconds.
We did everything. You can't. Here's the problem. When I'm telling, some of my friends that are on here right now, like the Joe Judges, all the guys that actually were around during this shit, like, if you weren't there, okay, like when I'm telling a story now about anything that happened between, 1975 and now, me telling it now just sounds like bullshit. Like, there's no way that could have happened. I was there. I know what happened, but I can't tell the story anymore because the story coming out of a guy that looks like me now does not make any sense. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, I was at this party, and there's all these people that actually lived this shit with me. The guy that was selling the blow, the guy that drove his car through the building, the guy who was buying doing the 15 hits of mescaline before he came to the bar. The 4 a.m. guys. Like, what the fuck? The after hours clubs, all of that bullshit, and again, if you weren't there, it just sounds like
bullshit.
Fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
So coming out of a guy that looks like me at this point, like, yeah, sure you did, Steve. Nope, I'm telling you, that's what it was. Like, you're getting beat up at the Bordy Barn, for pissing into an amplifier, and anything could happen.
It's amazing. Like, you live long enough, and I mean, this sounds like the old man talk. Was like you live long enough, and you look back. I mean, like, even if you led just a regular life, you didn't do anything so crazy. It's like the fact that you're still like the amount of dumb things that you do in a lifetime is just like remarkable. That it's just like if. The fact that
like, Scotty Lee, back in the day there was no cameras. Can you imagine if there was cameras? Bob McElroy. Can you imagine if there was cameras on us, Bob? Me and Bobby worked together behind the bar at the Peacock. If we worked the way we worked right now, if anybody performed their job the way that me and Mac, which was completely very efficient, by the way, we would be jailed. They would put us in prison. Okay, you like just for what come on, and everybody that came to the bar, everyone that came there, wanted us to go to prison. Like, give us more shots. Drinking.
That's why there's random pictures, because there was no cameras.
Yeah, right. Like, we had a fucking thing where, and this was a thing. I guess it came out of I don't know. It was Bobby, Richie, one of the guys that were there, but we all did it once became the procedure. If you played darts, you did a round of Chili Willies. Okay, now, there was chilled vodka in a cup. Everybody got one. So everybody that walked in the building could be a star. You didn't have to find, give me a round of Chili's. So we would go through cases of Speed Rack vodka every week, like cases of it, because everybody that walked in, you walk in, give me a round of Chili's. So there's 5 of us, we all got a shot. Next guy would walk in, get us a round of Chili's. There'd be 5 more shots. This would go on all day, all night. Me and Bobby would literally drink 200 shots a night.
Jesus Christ.
And the fact that, like, oh, you sick now? Oh, what a surprise. what is my kidneys didn't go bad on me. They got up out of my body and left.
Peace.
I went to grade school diagonally across from the Peacock Lounge at St. James when St. James was a school.
Is that right?
So I always felt like it was speaking to me all those years.
Right.
So I was destined to become a BEERYS regular at some point. Well, when I was in my altar boy days, looking out the church window at I wonder what goes on over there.
Wait, is the Peacock BEERYS now? Or?
Yes. Yeah. So there's been a bar in that location, just so we could be clear, that I know of since 1953. So I don't know if there was even a building, but we have photographs or actual documentation that it was opened in 53. I got no idea who owned it before Bobby. Oh, Big Jim owned it before Bobby, but I don't know who was before that. And, but I've been in the building. I've been in that building since 1984.
Wow.
Bobby was there 8 years before me, so it's been a long ride in that building. So...
that building definitely has stories.
Church.
Oh yeah, it's definitely church.
The only religion I subscribe to.
Trying to get Joseph. Yeah, everyone thinks there's a trick to it. I'll tell you the trick to it is being able to stay on your feet. That was really the trick, because the magic of me and McElroy is that we never cheated. We never cheated. If we bought us a shot, we drank it. Okay? And we did it all night, every night, until, we got old. That was it. That was the whole thing. There was, all right, Scotty, there was in the diner, there was the side affair. So that was, what does this say? I'm trying to catch up here.
Tony.
On YouTube, we got some comments. Joe DC says, I still got my Coke bullet. I think it's got ibuprofen in it now.
F-bomb, I'm sorry. All right, so we're F-bombing too much. Is that what you're saying, Terry? Because
That's my fault.
That's me too. I would love to. I would love to be able to get myself hypnotized because in the growing up, I hung around with my pal Don Sanford, who could out
F.
anybody in the world. So I guess I channel him a lot. I just throw him out there. I can't control myself. I was thinking about this before. What am I going to talk about this week? And one of the things I wanted to talk about was how to stop F-bombing.
It's
Oh, you
hard.
brought the wrong people.
I can't do it. And
You know what? We started this episode off in the gutter because we were talking about P. Diddy. So you can blame it on that bastard.
that son of a bitch. Yeah.
I've never been one to not curse. My mother was born in Ireland.
Yeah.
Irish people curse,
Constantly.
but like melodically. It's all part of the.
Yeah, no, it's just
My mother would yell at you. It was like
Yeah.
being, strikes terror into your heart. But
Yeah.
it's like also hearing a song from angels,
Angels
and f bombs.
My propensity for profanity is, only outed by my use of words in general. I could throw out 100 words and 45 of them would be a curse word.
it's an expressive because it's like nothing is like the F word. You can use it with all forms
Does
of
what it says
expression.
on the bottle.
Right.
You
Is
say
that
it.
right?
My grandmother used to say, "You guys are going
Yeah,
out to get vitamin F."
there's definitely a difference, Scotty, with the way people drink now and then. Like guys just aren't the same, they just don't do it the same. It's not.
Well, Nick has stopped drinking, and I drink a lot. I drink less than I used to drink.
Yeah.
I drink less things than I used to drink. I guess.
December 15th was the last drink I had.
But Nick and I used to just
We could do
drink
it.
Irish car bombs like they were going to stop
Yeah.
making.
Yeah, well, I went through a bunch of years where I would just drink shots of whiskey.
Yeah.
Around, and the vodka phase we went through, and like I'm not a beer guy per se. Like if I was behind the stick, I never have a beer. I drink, as I got older and realized that like my body was going to hold up, it would be a whiskey and a water. Did we do anything about our sponsors today? I haven't
Yeah,
mentioned
you
them.
plugged
Five
Five
Boroughs
Boroughs.
Brewing Company.
And did we put anything about the China guys that are sponsoring HorrorCon? Let's get back to that. China Bach, yeah. Just want to make sure everyone knows who's doing what.
Yeah, the Shiner. What is that? They're sponsoring HorrorCon,
They're
right?
sponsoring
Yeah.
HorrorCon, so I want to make sure that they get up there too, and everyone knows about that. We got 5 boroughs.
There's Shiner
this week.
Oktoberfest.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
They're sponsored.
yeah. Speaking of Oktoberfest, I'm doing a thing up at the lodge on the 19th and 20th for those guys who are out there. We're going to be doing the Oktoberfest at the Matinecock Lodge. That's going to be fun. What else are we missing here, Mike? Let's get everybody that's out there watching to remember what are you drinking. Let's get that up here. And we're going to try to figure out a word of the day today.
Agua.
too.
I had my Red Bull.
Red Bull. I'm drinking nothing, so my teeth are sticking to my lip.
I could have my secret.
Janice Vasquez, Leslie Trietta's on there, Mrs. Slab, Shinda, you dog, Terry Frazier.
Should I drink this so that I can join in?
Yes, you may. Yeah, well, yeah, show that, man.
The old mini Buckfest. The rarest of the bottles of Buckfest.
See if I missed any comments. Yeah, I'm just trying to get back there.
Well, I tell you what, the word of the day is not going to be
But
fuck.
that's it. Yeah.
See, my favorite curse word is a way worse word in the United States, completely accepted in England and Ireland. I won't say it.
Does it rhyme with
Somebody
runt?
listening does not like cursing.
Yeah.
All right, so show us the Buckfast that you're going to drink now.
Maybe Buckfast
Has
would be
anyone
the
out there
word.
drank this shit? Holy cow. Werewolf juice. That's it. Baby Buckfast. Yes, Julie, that is a baby Buckfast. Citra Dream for Scotty. Yeah. Yes. Dude, even if I was still drinking, that's on my list of undrinkables. I don't even want to know what it tastes like.
R. McDougal. Hey, how about Johnny's after work?
Oh, Johnny, yeah. Who
Hey,
remembers
McDougal,
that?
that's my boss.
Heavy duties. Heavy duty. Johnny on the was the little diner in Bethpage. That was like a one
What is it, the
one
Empress?
lane counter. It was over in Bethpage, and that's by Brenton's Deli, and the greatest Johnny story ever. Every weekend, everybody from every high school, because you could still drink in high school at that point, would end up in Johnny Heavy Duties. And Johnny had the greatest food in the world as far as tasting, because he would take like the grease from the bacon and pour it right on top of the home fries. Like you couldn't leave there without having like your chest ignite into flames. But every weekend, everybody from Hicksville, Island Trees, Bethpage, Lebanon, wherever you could converge from, would end up in Heavy Duty because he was open at round the clock. And everybody would get into the usual weekend brawl in Johnny's fucking diner. And one day, this fucking Donnybrook breaks out in there. It's fucking madness. Everybody in the plates going, guys getting hit on the head with stuff, punched in the face, knocked on the floor, under the tables. And there's no choice but to call the cops. And it's a bunch of guys that are somewhere between 16 and 23 fighting. Like, nobody wants to get involved in that anyway. But the cops pull up, and they're ready to take everybody in the thing. And Johnny, okay, all these guys eat there every week, and we don't wreck it every week, but, we go there every night. All the bartenders are in this place. And, there's nothing but broken plates all over the place. The cops pull up, and Johnny goes outside. He goes, no, it's okay. And fucking stops the cops from arresting, everybody in the building. It's okay, no problem. And the cops like, what's wrong with you? And I never saw anything like this. It was like one big group embarrassment. Everyone was so embarrassed that they had, wrecked Johnny's fucking store.
They went and cleaned it up?
There's a bus bucket by the back door. And everybody that walked out, took some money and threw it into the bus bucket on the way out. It was group embarrassment. And everybody knew that the guy who we went to see all the time had done all the right things. And, it was cool. It was actually everyone bowed their head, took out a 20 and dropped it in the bus bucket. I'm sure he had enough to cover the broken glass and stuff, but the respect for the guy was...
That's cool.
Yeah, it was definitely a cool thing. Here we go. Once... Yeah, why don't you go through the window? Yeah, Johnny... Yeah. Jesus, a pilotless car going through Johnny's. Yeah, Johnny was a good egg, Scotty. Remember, but I mean, you couldn't make it from Johnny's door to the parking lot where you put your car without hurling. It was just,
But it's funny you tell the story like you as a young man. It's like, I get that at BEERYS.
Yeah.
If somebody's acting not accordingly,
Yeah.
I don't work there.
Yeah.
Not my responsibility.
Yeah.
I take. No, I'm not going to say that. But I take offense.
Yeah. I think that
let's go elsewhere
and act up, right?
And act up. Just don't,
It was just
Don't shoot in my home.
Exactly.
at the
Or do it at your peril.
right. How's she doing there, Scotty? How's Sharon doing? I see her post once in a while. I haven't seen it for a while.
Also, we got to give a shout out. It's Murphy's birthday on Friday.
Yes, happy birthday, Murph. We were all
met her dog, her and Kevin's dog today, Oakley.
Oakley's
Wonderful,
looking good.
wonderful, cute little dog.
Okay. What else do we got to get to? We got anything else we got to get to today? Because
I mean, we did HorrorCon. We did.
There is a call coming in.
let's see who it is. Who do we got there? Caller?
Hello.
We know you're there.
Hello.
Who is it?
Are you there?
Hello?
So much for that.
Hello.
Okay. We seem to have lost you. Sorry about that. We want to encourage everyone to call in. Sorry that we lost you there. Please call right back, and we'll try to get you on. Here we go.
Hello.
Hello?
Are you there?
What's going on here, Tony?
I don't think it's us.
Maybe it's Mike. It's probably Mike Garland trying to call in.
It's me.
So now you prank calling me?
I'm sitting here wondering, where am I hearing? So I heard the phone ringing. I'm like, where is that coming from?
Hello.
Oh, Nick.
And I'm even hearing the echo. I'm like,
Jimmy Coleman, I had a great time with you last week. That was wonderful to see you, Jim. We spent some quality time at Bradstock. That was great. Good to see Jim Coleman.
McDougal says Joey Angel bike ramp into the wall.
Funniest thing ever. So, Joe Angel was a little man, for those guys who weren't around during that, but Angel had a shaved head that we would sometimes shave ourselves for him. He was out of his mind. One day he sets up a bunch of beer boxes in the middle of the bar and rides a bicycle. He puts a ramp over the top of the beer boxes. He rides the bicycle at full speed from the back door to the ramp and goes right on his fucking head. Pardon my vernacular, of course. Bam! Like out cold on the floor. Oh, man.
He busts his head open?
Yeah, no, he just, the guy's head was indestructible. We would have this pot that he would bang himself in the head with. I had a spatula that I regularly hit him with. McElroy's going to pop in any minute. I was like, remember when he got you with it? Like he finally got me with his spatula. We would staple money to his head. He was mad as a fucking hatter. Yeah, he was out of his mind. But funny little man. He would go up on the bar. He's a little teeny guy. And he would jump up on the bar and like kick everybody's glasses on. Like, give me that, I got a 12-inch prick. That guy, that was him. He would jump up on the bar and just run down the bar, kicking glasses off, falling on his head. It was, we got a whole chapter in the book about Angel. He would do all kinds of weird stuff. Let's see. What do we got?
I got a question.
Go ahead.
You're talking about how it's been a bar since, what, 1953?
Yeah.
Which is great. But meanwhile, next door, nothing lasts next door.
At the diner? Well, the diner, I'll tell you what. For those guys who want to do the history lessons about that, there was a time where there was a guy in there named, I think Byron was the guy who owned it, and he had a great diner going. He used to have the tank in there with the lobsters, and we'd be doing lobster races, and we were there every night. It was a bar next door to the diner that was in the diner, and there was us, so the place was raging all the time. Then Ness took it over. He was another Greek guy. He bought it, I guess, from Byron, and he had an incredible run. Like, he was, great diner, great service, just a great guy. Then he sold it. And that's when the shit went down. He sold it to a guy who was some kind of scientist. Okay? He worked out at Brookhaven Labs or some shit. And he came in there, he had a nephew who always wanted a diner. Okay, so he put the money, like $2 million he put into that thing for his nephew.
For the cheeseburger place?
For the cheeseburger place. He put it in there, and his nephew started working as a diner guy, and like 2 weeks later said, this is too hard. Oh, what did you, Oh, you thought running a dyno was easy?
Oh,
You know,
wow.
right? So this is where the guy. So now the guy tanks it and leaves the scientist, holding the bag on this one. So now he's there working at his Brookhaven Labs job and the diner. He gets his knob kicked in. Then
sucks.
the parade of guys that comes. The Bethpage Burger Diner was making money. The guy, but the guy who owned it when it was that, just had way more businesses. He was killing it, but he couldn't operate it anymore because he had other businesses that were making more money for him.
Yeah.
So that was pretty. So he's tried to sell it to other guys, and then the story gets more and more intertwined.
It's funny though,
From
because
the-
Long Island used to have so many diners,
So many
and
good ones,
so many
too.
24-hour diners, and there's almost no 24-hour diners anymore.
You know what it is too, though. You go into a diner. It's not like back in the day now.
It's
Like,
expensive.
very expensive.
Yeah.
It's almost
Like,
like
used
the
to
Jimmy
go-
Corbett.
Used to jump in. You had $10 left over at the end of the night.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
could
Anymore.
eat like a king.
Dude, me and
like
Fat Jimbo would go there
$4.95 for a
every freaking Easter. We would go there. We get off of work and go into the diner and order all of the coconut cream pies. So how many of you got? Whatever you got, we're gonna sit there, and the two of us would just eat all of the coconut custard pies. We're not saving it for anybody else. The two of us were like it was two guys. It was 700 pounds of guy sitting in there. It was just the two of us.
That's fantastic.
All right, so fellas, we got 3 minutes left. What's the word of the day? All right, so remember, word of the day goes on here. We pick the word of the day. I will pump the word of the day onto my story. If you see the word of the day, you will go down to the bar. You will say the word of the day to the bartender. The bartender will then pour you a shot without a word being said between you.
I got one.
Okay?
Diddy.
Diddy. Everyone agrees I like that.
Diddy or
Diddy.
didn't he?
Diddy done it.
Diddy is a good word.
I like Diddy.
Apropos.
Yes,
for the
Diddy.
day.
So the word of the day is Diddy. Okay.
You
that's
got to
a
plug
good-
the
Yes.
Horror Fest.
Yes.
Horicon 2.0, Saturday, October 12th at 12 p.m. Q&A with Patty Mullen at 2 p.m., star of Frankenhooker. If you haven't seen it, watch it.
Right.
It's fantastic.
And Trauma just bought the rights to it.
Trauma. It's now distributed by Trauma. We have there's a murder mystery game that day that
Yes.
Julia is putting together. I know that's fairly elaborate. So that'll be interesting. Shout out to Julia, who just kills
Amazing.
it.
Just kills it. Really
kills
great
it,
job.
kills it.
Bobby Carter watching.
There'll be a bunch of vendors. I know Steph is doing some cool things for that.
I just saw she made that thing, the Jack and Sally. Yeah, it's awesome.
She's doing a cool, different than what she normally does, specifically for HorrorCon. So that's kind of cool.
Fine cuisine,
And then
Italian
if you still
food.
have your sea legs,
Fine cuisine, yes.
if you still have your sea legs, come 8 p.m. We're having my annual. It's more just an annual excuse to have a show, but
Yeah.
it is in honor of me surviving another year, I guess. Me not meeting my demise, so it's
The Tom Bennett inspirational
it's
jukebox.
the annual Cover Me Bad show too, which is
always
always,
fun.
I want to do a
always
song.
fun time.
I want to sing a song for Tom's job. I'm not gonna.
So it's Cover Me Bad, Scapository, lunch trucks who are coming from Pennsylvania, and friends. Those friends being Steph, Tia, Joe, Big Rye,
Okay.
and Karen doing covers of songs that I like because it's all about me.
All right.
And then if you come real early, and it actually happens, my band, Margaret Thatcher's Dead Head, will be playing a very short set
Very nice.
featuring Mike Nigro of the aforementioned Scapository,
Very good. All right.
John from Wrecked.
That's all
And
that
if
we
you
got
stay
for
till the
guys
end, I'm
today.
going to be
We're,
there doing my solo stuff.
Oh yes, and Nick will be doing his solo stuff at late night.
It's time to wrap it up, kids. I'm sorry we went a little late here.
I got the list of everything that's going on this week at the place.
Okay, perfect.
Monday night, Monday Okie. A great night. Kevin Mundy hosts Monday night karaoke. Tuesday, bring your own vinyl. Tonight, go there with your vinyl. They'll play either side. And Wednesday is the continuation of Let It Bleed.
Yes, they are back.
Thursday, open mic, the best open mic on the island, hosted by Murphy's Music. Friday night, there's Tommy's playing.
Yep.
Tommy's playing happy hour. There's no show that night, so I'm sure one of the Kevs are going to be behind the sticks. And then on the 20th, the 20th is going to be Bees Deluxe and Sweet Blues Band.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for attending tonight's parade. I want to thank everyone for coming. I want to thank my special guests, Nick Graystone and Tom Bennett, and the great Tony Walker. Please, let's have a good time. Be careful. Be kind to each other. Beery out!